Welcome to MBST 510 class and to the D fall term. Really excited that you guys are a part of this class. It's a great privilege for me to be able to facilitate and to kind of guide you and instruct you through this class. I think that you'll find the class challenging. There will be a lot of reading and a lot of work. However, I think that you'll find it very rewarding as well. I think that you'll learn a lot as we walk through this next 8 weeks. I did want to just give you some helpful hints as we begin this term together. The first thing that I really want to emphasize is as you work through your discussion boards, there's a couple important things about getting the best possible grade you can. First of which is, make sure that you answer each part of both questions that you're responsible to answer. There'll be several under, there'll be a number one, and then there'll be, in that list of questions, there'll be several, and just make sure you answer each part of it. That's going to help you get the best possible grade you can, and make sure that you follow all the various instructions regarding citations. The discussion boards themselves, your original threads need 5 citations, and your replies need 2 citations, and those are from scholarly works, which include, of course, your textbooks. So it really shouldn't be that difficult. Also, with that being said, please make sure you look at the style manual for the Divinity School so that you properly cite your sources. This is really kind of a major issue. Make sure that you're learning to cite them. Not only is it important for your discussion board and your replies, but with the paper, it's going to be imperative that you cite your sources well, not only in a footnote form, but also in a bibliographical form. So the sources that we cite in the discussion boards are in footnotes. Okay, so make sure you check that out. No parenthetical notes, although your biblical references, if you refer to a passage of the Bible, that can be a parenthetical note. Don't put that in a footnote. And the Bible is not a source when it comes to the discussion boards, nor for the paper. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the questions this week for the discussion board, because I just want to kind of make sure that you do well. I mean, that's my job. I want to make sure you guys succeed and do the best you can. So, you've got 5 different questions on this discussion board. You have to pick 2 of those and answer each part of whatever 2 you pick. Now, with the first question about the canon, it's pretty straightforward. However, make sure you do a good job of defining, the canon. What does it mean? Where did that word come from? And then, of course, making sure that you answer thoroughly the various aspects according to the canon. Now, one of the things that I want you to really take note of is, what was the primary motivation for the development of the canon? And it's not, the book will list several different things, but hopefully maybe you'll be able to key on, or maybe you'll read another work, another source that will help you maybe determine what could be even a more significant factor. But anyway, there's going to be several different things there, so make sure you answer each part of that well. What were the qualifications for getting in the canon is a big deal. So the second one is, what is the traditional evangelical position regarding really inspiration is the thrust of that question. So make sure you read through your book and you highlight, what is that traditional position. And when it comes to the part of the question about Sundberg, make sure not only do you understand Sundberg's position and list that out, but also make sure you list out the critique of his position. Okay, that's important for this question. And then, then the next question is about the 3 different sects that were prominent in the New Testament period, and that would be the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the Essenes. And you might have to do a little extra digging to make sure that you thoroughly answer that question. The textbook will help, obviously, and all the answers to these questions are found in the textbook. So make sure you use that as your primary source. But make sure you list out, and try to understand the theological differences and note those. How did they view the Bible, the Scripture, the Old Testament, and what did each group emphasize? But it might be helpful for you to maybe look up, find another source that may go into a little bit more detail sorry about that, a little bit more detail in what each of these sects believed. But please answer each part of that question too. Now the fourth question has to do with the difference between the Synoptic Gospels and the Gospel of John. Now, again, make sure you read that part of the book very thoroughly. There'll be a section which you'll find all the answers right there. But make sure you explain the specifics of the differences, but also the specifics of how they complement one another, especially as it regards to John's Gospel. But make sure you're able to explain how you would explain that relationship. It's important that you again answer each part of the question. The last question has to do with some key doctrines, or kind of the core doctrines of the early church period, the early New Testament period. Again, there's only 3, but make sure you do a good job of fleshing out those 3, defining them thoroughly, and then fleshing them out, answering the rest of the parts of those questions. How are they integrated? How can we use those in the church today? Those are important questions to make sure that you answer. So I hope that is helpful for you. And again, I'm excited about the class. I cannot emphasize enough that you just read the textbook thoroughly. It would be good to read a couple other sources. Maybe that will help for whatever question you pick. But really, the textbook is going to be the key. So make sure you read that. And also try your best, if you can, to use Times New Roman 12 with the writing of all your assignments, every one of them. I know that sometimes there's some difficulties in conversion when you do it on a Word document and try to cut and paste it into the blackboard. But if you can, do your best to get Times New Roman. Listen, I just want to make sure you guys know I'm always available. Shoot me an email if you have a question. Make sure you read the instructions to the assignments thoroughly. That is going to save you some time. That's going to save you some points. That's going to save me some time. So read over those instructions extremely thoroughly, and I think that you'll find that you'll do very well. Again, listen, please. Here's another point of emphasis: read the late assignment policy. Okay, no late discussion boards are accepted, and so read that very clearly. That goes for the discussion board threads as well as the replies. They have to be done on time. I cannot allow them. I cannot rewrite the policy. This is what the Divinity School has put in place. I am exhorted, if you will, to uphold that policy, and so I have to. So make sure you get those done on time. Well, again, I'm available. I want to help you in any way that I can. I would also suggest that you start research for your paper. I know that it seems a long way off, but it will be here sooner than you think, and a lot of students get caught because they put it off. Do the initial research. Get your sources down. Get 5 to 7, 8 sources and begin reading through them about the intertestamental period. That is going to help you tremendously. If you do a little bit of work every week, then when the week comes that it's due, you'll be able to knock it out pretty easily. So please heed that warning. Anyway, guys, I look forward to getting to know you. Excited again for your pursuit of theological education, and I hope that you have a great first week. Blessings. Bye.